Thank God it's Wednesday, am I right? TGI Wednesday. Spadoni and Shasky. We're rolling. Sun is shining. Another day is out there. Giants, tough loss yesterday. We're trying to figure it out. What's going on with Logan Webb? Are we overreacting? Is this just a blip on the radar? He's having a slow start to the season. There's too many slow starts to this Giants season, though. We're talking about Devers, Adames, Chapman, and now our pitchers, too. Logan Webb, the guy that we could always rely on. He had 62 pitches yesterday. Got pulled. 60 pitches. What's going on there? 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. Dare I say we've seen the best of Logan Webb? Or am I overreacting and he could right the ship still? 888-957-9570 is the number. I do want to play this sound before I go to you, Joe, and go to the phones. Richie and Adam, we'll get to both of you, I promise. This was Vitello when asked about Webb's injury and if it was why he was pulled at 60 pitches.
Can you say what specifically he's dealing with?
Just some knee discomfort.
Did that lead to 62 pitches? Sometimes he'll be able to grind through those innings and still give you...
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take him out of the game. I guess you pay your ticket, you can voice your opinion, but we got a lot of guys like that, but I'll ride or die with that guy until he says he's ready to come out of the game or it reaches kind of an unreasonable point, past 100 pitches or whatever it might be. So that led into us making a move.
So it sounds like that did influence the decision, this knee issue, this whatever it is. It's a thing, Joe. Even if Logan doesn't want to say it's a thing, Vitello, Dave Kreshner, they're saying it's a thing. And you know what? Maybe that's the cause of this 5.06 ERA, and maybe, just maybe, he needs to get put on the IL for a little bit. Maybe. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's possible.
Is that crazy?
No. It's just it's tough to come to an admittance that a guy that you love and have had so much respect for and you cherish. I mean, he's a homegrown guy. Grew up rooting for the Giants. And so for him to show the slight bit of decline, or whether it's an injury or maybe it's just a blip on the radar, we're going to be very slow to admit that. That's just, Giants fans are defensive of Logan Webb, and rightfully.
Have we seen the best of Logan Webb, or are we overreacting this morning? I'll say me. Am I overreacting this morning? 888-957-9570. Let's go out to the phone lines and start with our boy, Richie Rich, a.k.a. Richie in Queens. What's up, Richie?
Hey, just jumped in, heard the conversation. Yeah, I think we've seen the best of him. With Logan, he's 93. That has not changed. It's all about movement, guys. He needs to be perfection out there, because the 98s and the 99s have never been there. But it's all about his sinker, about his control, his pinpoint control. If he loses any of that, all of a sudden he can get hit. And what I'm worried about is, even last year we discussed it, there were many games or a few games where we had leads and we needed him. And he didn't come through. And even this game, 4-1, he just broke a lead, a losing streak. This is another one. Get back-to-back games. I felt pretty good about him at 4-1. All of a sudden he loses it. It's a little disturbing. I still think he's a good pitcher. Are we going to see the 2.8s and 2.9 ERAs? I don't know. I think he'd be at 3.5 at this point. So, a little worried about him, amongst other things. And real quick, getting back to the game, guys. I know it was 7-4. It was 8-4. We had 2 men on, and we had 6 and 7 coming up. Illustrious Adames and Chapman. Chapman has been stuck on 1 home run and 12 RBIs for 11 games. He's on pace to hit 5 homers. I know he's going to go into a streak. He's on pace to drive in 58 runs. And Adames hits the ball fairly hard and as far as he can go in left field. You get a 3-run homer in that spot. It's the 6th inning. Maybe it's 8-7. You can win a 12-11 game. It just doesn't happen. So got to look at the bright spots. The kid McDonald looked good the other night. Obviously, Casey has been tremendous. And what's amazing about him? He's on every pitch. He doesn't strike out. He's laying off pitches. He's making contact. I think he's got to sit down with the 3 of those guys and say, at 26, this is what I'm doing, and maybe you've got to revert back to that, whether it's defensive swinging. But, again, another ugly win. You look at the Phillies, who all of a sudden have won 8 out of 9. Other teams are bouncing back, and we're just in mediocrity. And if we lose Logan at this point, And I'm not saying he's done, but again, everything has to be right with him. Yeah. If it's a knee issue and he's not getting down or the sink is not there, maybe he needs some time. So,
hey, Richie, how about those Knicks though, Rich? Come on, the Giants. They're not very good, but come on, the Knicks. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a big. Well, I don't want to bring it up, but since you did real quick on them, go back 60 years. I had Walt Frazier, just called my mom for her 100th birthday. I've met Walt on 2 or 3 different occasions. My mother turned 100, and she couldn't make the game, and he got on a special video for her. He's one of the classiest guys, so I go back to him. But as far as the Knicks go, guys, and again, I've been tough with them. My feeling was no defense, and Cat wasn't playing well. They've turned that around, and these are the most 4 impressive wins I've ever seen. So they're going to get to the finals, I think, guys.
There you go. That's Richie in Queens, right? They're going to get to the finals. Giants are struggling, but his Knicks. There you go. I love Richie in Queens.
Glad we went back 60 years on the Knicks.
Hey, Walt Frazier, he's a good guy.
Blue Baker.
That one gets me every single time. The risotto special.
This team.
Oh man, but he's right. Logan's stuff is never about velocity. He's not a flamethrower out there. It's pinpoint accuracy.
Well, and spin the sinker.
Yes.
I was looking at this deep dive on him and where he's putting the sinker. It's actually quite interesting. A young man, Matthew, on social media. Logan Webb returned just 2 called strikes on his sinker tonight. That's the fewest in a single start in his entire career. There are 0 sinkers on the glove slide half of the plate. That would be for a right-handed receiving catcher. I pointed out on a thread last week, the issue was incredibly apparent tonight. He continues throwing his sinker inside to righties and away to lefties, which is the opposite of what he's done throughout his career. And that's helped him lead the league in called strike rate. Webb is reliant on an elite called strike rate to push him into an advantageous counts, which gets people off balance. But when he brings the sinker over the middle and inside of the plate, the hitters are now putting it in play, and they're doing it so very, very hard. So just to let you know, I'll boil it down. He's throwing that sinker inside to righties and away to lefties. That's what he's doing right now. Over his career, it was the reverse. Away from righties, inside to lefties, and that's where he got the most of his success. So is it an aberration? Is it control? Is it, again, the catcher behind the plate? Are they trying something different? I'm open to whatever. I'm not ready to bury him just yet. I'm just too stubborn on it. And I know the data is not great.
925 on the text line. Heavy workload, ? He's a starter, and they don't even make the playoffs. How is his workload? It's not like he's pitched an insane amount of innings. No, but he has.
Well, relative to the rest of the league in the modern day,
Correct. He has.
This isn't Bumgarner throwing 260 in a year, which is nowhere near what, Juan Marichal throwing 320 in a year.
Exactly.
Right? It's relative to your era and how others are.
Absolutely. Another one from the 925, different 925. Sorry, Joe. The guys are laughing on the construction site. And shout out to construction workers out there that are listening. We're on those poor guys getting paid a lot of money to play their hobby, and they're fragile. Oh, come on. This is sports. Yes, they provide entertainment. They do something that's very unique. They get paid for it. Are we going to just get mad because Logan Webb might be hurt? And it's like, you got to play through it.
That just sucks.
If you were hurt in your construction site and your elbow's messed up, are you going to go out there and, use your pickaxe? I don't even know if they use anymore. Your jackhammer?
There's a reality,
though.
There's a reality, though. Like George Kittle had a torn something in his ankle on one side, and he tore his Achilles on the other side. Yep. Klay Thompson was rehabbing one side of the leg and hurt the other side of the leg.
His bone's connected to the whatever.
Yeah, and so, the knee, though it may not be this big injury, could lead to something worse structurally elsewhere in the body. That is real, and I that scares me.
Well, it's all connected.
Yeah.
It should scare you. Adam is in Salem, Oregon, wants to join in the Logan Webb conversation. What's up, Adam? You're on the roast.
Hey, good morning, boys. Appreciate it. Hey, as a lifelong Giants fan, as a kid in Candlestick, bringing my kid to Oracle for the Mets game this year, I can talk about analytics all day with Logan Webb, and everything's already been through it. Let's talk about the mental weight and pressure this guy has on him because the core isn't performing.
Good point.
These guys need to be team players. Look at Arias. He's out last night. Look what happens. You know, that's what I'm focused on. Let's see those guys step up. And Shasky's 100% right. I'm a single-A little league coach for the Giants up here. My team knows what a balk is. They didn't do it last night. We won that game. You know, let's get back to fundamentals. Let's get back to the core stepping up. Then we can talk about Webb. If he's sore, if he's injured, give him a little break.
Yeah.
He's not out for the season. You know what I mean? Let's get it together here, guys. And, you know, I'm totally with Richie on analytics and what you're saying on everything else, but we can't go to Webb when the others aren't holding up their end of the bargain, guys.
There's just no chance for this team to
Adam.
be good this year. I'm talking about good this year. If Devers, Adames, Chapman, and Webb are not performing at their most optimal.
Those are all your highest paid players. Like, they got to produce. You're paying them to produce.
Joe, the only way those, like, the start of this year could get worse is if Logan does go on the show.
Yes.
And that sucks. But if it is necessary for him to take a step back to be able to be healthy down the line, you have to like
consider it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to. Brought to you by Golden State.
The word was
no, you're good.
hanging.
No, you're good. Brought to you by Golden State, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit goldenstatelumber.com as you are listening to 95.